Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday. We have Juno is back in the house. Yay.
Hi, everybody. Almost, Lionsgate is coming up 8/8, August 8th, portal open, but it actually opened on July 26th. So
yeah, my brother's having major surgery on that day.
Well, maybe that'll be a good thing. That'll be a portal to a new life without having whatever his condition was before.
Yeah, well, hopefully so. He's having hip surgery. So, yeah, it's going to be a wild day.
Yeah. Well,
because my son may have to go to court that day. So.
Oh boy.
The
portal opened on the 26th, so we can enjoy that energy, and it peaks on the 8th. And if anybody's interested, there's a video on my channel that I did last year. It's a good, fairly long video about the Lionsgate. Goes into depth about it shows the correlation to the pyramids with the stars, all kinds of fun stuff. So.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of people do some stuff here. The last, I guess, couple of weeks, there's been a lot of Lionsgate stuff popping up. Mm-hmm. And
back in 2008, I was approached by a woman whose father was transitioning from skin cancer, and she asked me to go and do Jyutsu and Reiki on him and stuff like that. And it was really interesting because I went to see him. She called me in like a couple days before August 8th, and he wanted to die on 8/8 of 2008. It was really important to him, and he hung on until like 10 minutes after midnight or something on the 8th. Like he just made it. So it's interesting how things how numbers line up, and how we put our desires out there, and they, it was sad, but it was good that he got what he wanted.
Miss Carol D has a request. It says, I'm pretty confident my last words will be, well, shit, that didn't work.
I love it.
When I saw this shirt, it was like, I have to have that. So I forgot I was wearing it, to be honest with you. Oh, my goodness. He's passing out drinks in the bar.
Oh, there you go. I'll take a non-alcoholic one.
There you go. I got my... I bought me one of those. You can get the little daiquiri things at the grocery store.
Oh yeah,
put them in the freezer. And I got me a margarita in there, and I keep forgetting to drink it. It's been in there for like a month.
Oh, better get it.
I can't do it today. I got to go to work tomorrow, so it's like,
oh yeah,
I'll have to wait till next weekend.
You got your car straightened around?
I'm glad that you're feeling much better and back up to speed a little bit, and
well, thanks.
So I was worried about you.
Well, and, thanks for the concern. It's been a time. This is my first real sitting up for very long in a chair since this all started, but we'll see how long that lasts.
If you got to puke, just grab it. Garbage.
Oh no, it's not that. It's the rib pain. It's not. I'm not pukey. I'm. Thank God the migraine subsided. It was a pukey couple days, but.
Oh my goodness.
A lot of refunding.
Oh my goodness. Just crazy. And then I don't know if you saw it. There were a couple of videos online this morning in Cedar Rapids, and then in Washington, D.C. They had like some major thunderstorms come through.
Yeah.
They were like ripping the roofs off of businesses and ripping trees out of the ground. It was like, oh my God.
Well, we've had over the last couple of weeks, we've had some, not where I'm at, but in Tucson. I mean, like people were without power for 2 days. It knocked down a whole bunch of phone poles. So now they're putting up metal poles instead of wooden poles. And there's been some fierce weather out here. Thank God, I mean, I get the monsoon, you get the thunder and lightning and the heavy rain, but not like some of this then.
Yeah, I mean, I know the little microbursts we used to get when I lived in Phoenix. Those were wild. And first time I heard somebody talk about it, I was like, what the hell's a microburst?
Yeah.
And they started describing it, and I said, "Oh, a thunderstorm."
Yeah, but it's fierce though. It's a
And they're like, "Yeah,
its
no,
own.
not quite like that. A lot worse."
Yeah. That, and then I've
Oh,
been through a couple of haboobs while I was driving, which is those big dust storms. And I'll tell
oh
you
yeah,
what,
those are
that's
fun.
rocks. It's not dust. It's little rocks that it's horrible.
Those are always so much fun. Those little haboobs, man. And my very first one, I was at where I'd been there about 6 months, I guess. And as I was leaving, getting ready to leave work, they were making an announcement over the loudspeaker for people that, if they were having to travel on the interstate or somewhere going in certain directions, they might want to rethink it and just hang out at work for another half hour, 45 minutes, let it blow through. And I'm thinking to myself, for a dust storm, I don't get it. And so I get in my car. Fortunately, I only lived a mile and a half from work. And I started leaving. And as I'm driving home, I look in the rearview mirror and I see this wall of sand,
Uh-huh.
kind of the
It's just
shades of
like the movie. It's just like you
just
see
like
in a
the movie
movie.
The Mummy.
Yeah.
It literally chased me home.
Yeah.
I got home. I managed to get out of the car, get in the apartment, get the door shut, made sure all the windows were shut, and boom, it hit, man. You could hear that sand
Yeah.
hitting the glass and the walls. I was like, oh my God. First thing I did is I picked up the phone and I called my mom, who was still living back here in Louisiana. I said, oh my God, it's just like in the movie. It looked just like in the
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah. You
You know,
can't
she
see
said,
anything
that's
but dirt, you know. It fills the whole sky. And I was driving both times I've been through it on the interstate. And one time I was driving a U-Haul towing a car when I went through one of those. You want to talk
oh
about
wow.
really sphinctering up, I'll tell you. I don't
I
ever,
had an
so,
aunt.
monsoon time, because here, they have whether arroyos or washes, which are normally dry. But so you just don't think anything of them. But when it doesn't even have to rain where you're at. And they can just be raging, and then it covers the roads, and then you can't get home, you know?
Oh yeah. Well, I know, yeah, because I know in Phoenix they had the stupid motorist law
Yeah, we have it
where
here
if you
too.
tried to drive through something like that, you
Yeah.
had to pay for the rescue
Oh, you do?
because you
Yeah.
were just dumb stupid to drive into that.
Yeah. Well, and see,
That's the
we
way
don't
they
have
looked at
storm
it.
sewers here. We don't have storm drains because we have that caliche mud. It's like concrete, so it's too hard to, like. There's no basements here,
Right.
because it's so hard to get down into the soil. So everything just runs off the roads, and just normal city streets are, like raging rivers
Oh
when you
yeah.
get a good storm.
When I went through my first one of those there in Phoenix, I was like, now I grew up on the Gulf Coast. I'm used to rip roaring thunderstorms
Yeah.
and hurricanes and tornadoes. I never saw anything like that with that first bad monsoon that hit the first year I lived there. Because when I first got there, it was like in January, and I remember driving over a bridge, and it said such and such river, and I'm looking over and looking down. I'm like, what river? There's nothing there. It's just
Yeah.
sand and rocks.
Exactly.
And the person I was with says, wait till monsoon.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
water was like all the way up to the bridge when monsoon came around. I was like, oh my
Yeah.
God. And but it does that here. I mean, here you dig 6 inches and you hit water,
Right.
because we're at or below sea level.
Right.
Um, but yeah, it gets, I mean, most of the time, if the water gets a little high, it usually soaks in within a half an hour to an hour. But sometimes when it just rains and keeps raining, it's like the ground gets so saturated, it can't take any more water. And it just, next thing you know, everybody's flooding out. We had that happen to us back in 2015, 2016, I think it was. We had a bad flood that hit this area, like one of those 500-year floods, And and I remember the where we were living at the time. That we were living in an older part of town where the roads and the homes were all built up from the roads,
Right.
So you kind of went up a little incline when you get into the complex. And we were at the highest point on that road, and our apartment was at the highest point in the complex. And I watched water come all the way up to the grass level out in front of our apartment. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it might come in. It didn't, but it was close. But I know we have an Outback steakhouse here, and it's like right next to the Vermilion River. And the restaurant literally had water up over the stoves and the ovens in the restaurant.
Jesus.
That's how high the water got.
Yeah.
And it was funny because when they interviewed the workers, one of the guys that, one of the bus boys had gone out. It was before they opened, and he'd gone out to go sneak a cigarette before shift started. And he went outside and he saw the water coming over the edge of the bank on the river. And he's standing there and he's watching the water just creep up, getting closer and closer to where he was at. And he was like, oh my God. He went inside, he told the manager, he says, the river is flooding and the water is coming. And she walked outside. By the time she walked outside, the water was completely covered the parking lot. It was steadily coming in.
Yeah.
And I mean, she literally just like shut everything down, sent everybody home. And he stayed with her to make sure all the gas was shut off. And
Right.
everything.
That's an important part. Yeah.
And exactly. And made sure that everything was completely shut down. And they walked through chest deep water to get out of the restaurant. That's how high the water got. And it's like, man, that's crazy. And I know it was a good year before the restaurant reopened because they had to completely rebuild it. They had to gut it.
Oh yeah, this stuff is nasty. That all the silt and everything. I've been through.
Oh yeah, the water damage, and then down here, it's not just the water damage; you get mold.
Oh yeah, it's that way anywhere. Even people don't think there's mold in the desert, but there is. If you got a water leak, you got mold.
Oh yeah,
we're not immune to mold.
Most definitely. Well, we're sitting here just shooting the crap like we're not doing anything. Yeah. Hello to everybody in the chat. Thank you for coming. Jessry, Eleanor, Butterfly Kisses, Miss Tarot D, Kayla, B24. Jane was here. Jane the Seeker was here, but I think she had to leave because she said something about, I'm just going to pop in and say hi. And hit the thumbs up. And I was like, thank you. So y'all hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up when you come in the room. And Fatima is here. But I know she said she'd have to leave a little early for church. So thank you everybody for showing up and coming and hanging out with Juno and I.
Well, and if I can take a minute, I want to thank there's a lot of people out there that have helped me. I started a GoFundMe to help me get out. I'm under big debt for my car repairs and new computer so that I can do the work I want to do with my YouTube channel and start with classes. And I'm just bowled over. I've already got just over $1,600 so far, and that's enough. I ordered my new computer. And so that's coming in about 10 days. So I can start doing the things I've been dreaming of for 2 years with my channel. And I'm really grateful to everybody. And even if you don't donate financially, I appreciate the good thoughts and good wishes. And, I know that goes a long way, and just really thankful to everybody for and for you, you host me, and I appreciate you having me on your channel, and I love working with you, and you do all that hard work behind the scenes, and just really thankful to everybody and glad to have the opportunity. And thanks for hanging with us while I started to feel better so I could come back and join y'all.
Okay, sorry, I was responding.
Oh, it's okay.
I didn't want to talk and interrupt you because you were talking. So Ella was talking about the stupid driver law in Arizona. Says, well, what happens if you're just on the interstate and it catches you? And yeah, no, they have ways of knowing if you purposefully drove into it.
Yeah, if the place is barricaded. Yeah,
and if it just catches you, because I've seen that happen. People driving down
Yeah,
the road, and then all of a sudden, they just get hit with a wall of water out
yeah,
there.
that's different.
I
This
mean,
is
that's
this is
different. Yeah,
intentionally.
yeah, and they have ways of being able to tell that. And there's usually witnesses. I know in the interstate they tell people during a dust storm don't pull over, but if you if you keep driving, you won't have any paint left on your
Yeah.
car. Because that's what my aunt did the first time she went out west for a job. She did mortgage underwriting, um, and she'd gone out for like a 6 week job out in Arizona, and she was going from one city to another, and I don't remember which ones. And about halfway there, they got hit with a bad haboob. And on the radio, they're telling people, try to find somewhere you can pull in and get off the road and just wait. And she's like, well, I can still see where I'm going. Why should I pull over? She just kept driving. When she got to where she was going and she got out of the car, it was like the whole front end, like it had been sandblasted.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
was no paint left on the car. And
yeah,
she was like, oh, that's why they tell you to pull in somewhere.
yeah. And you got to make sure you don't just pull off to the side of the road and have you leave your lights on because people will
Well,
rear end you.
yeah,
You know, because
exactly.
they
Because
don't know
they'll
till
follow
they're
the
on
lights
you.
up ahead. So they figure if you know where you're going, then that's good enough for them.
Yeah.
Um, they'll run right into you. And uh, and Kayla says, "Yay, new computer! The car next." I keep forgetting you can't see the chat.
Yeah.
I forget
Thanks,
to put
Akila.
stuff in there. I forget to post things. So
Yeah. Thank you, Butterfly
yes,
Kisses.
we're very grateful for everybody that gave. I
Yeah.
know when y'all send me money to my PayPal or on a super chat, I am just so very humbled and thankful because that's what pays for my StreamYard and
Yeah.
my Canva and
Yeah.
and whatnot. Because that, I mean, you can use the free versions, but you're very limited
Right.
in what you can do with the free versions.
Right.
And so uh, it
Yeah, there's a lot of behind the scene fees that
it
a lot of people
helps.
don't realize, you know. Like I have to now
So
to do what I want to do, I have to upgrade my internet service, which is going to be a lot more every month than I used
exactly,
to. But, you know, if you
and
want to do something and do a good product and look, you know, come across as reliable and legitimate, you got to put the effort in. So, all
oh
this
well,
every penny is going towards you know, the things I listed and helping me get going here. So,
and
thank you, Jess.
yeah, I mean that's it. I mean, when I first started doing this, for the first 6 months, I didn't do anything, but I would go be a guest on somebody else's
Mhm.
show. I was
Mhm.
scared to try to do it by myself because I didn't know what I was doing. And then I finally bit the bullet and started to do stuff. And it was like, man, this is a lot of work because
Yeah,
it's finding a guest, it's getting all your information together. If you're going to have show and tell, like if you're
right.
going to show stuff or if you're going to talk about certain topics, you want to make sure you have all your facts
Right.
and uh, uh, and all that kind of stuff. And then of course there's the StreamYard and the Canva and making the ads
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
putting everything together. It's a lot of work. I mean, but I love doing it.
Yeah,
So it's
me
not
too.
really work to me, but it costs money.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I mean, I
Exactly.
ran on the free version for the first year, and then I got to where I kind of outgrew the free version, and it was like, okay, if I'm going to keep growing this, I'm going to have to move up to the next level and pay for
Exactly.
services.
Well, that's what I'm looking, you know, now that I'm in a position where I'm getting some help to get me jump started here, you know, and I've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes and there's like my old computer that I got fixed up so I can at least access the info on it. It has a 500-page book I wrote on Jitsu. It's got 10,000 crystal photos. It's got software for card reading programs, you know, things that I can start utilizing again. So, and they didn't even charge me anything for that. They were so nice there. I just couldn't believe how nice the people were at it's called Simutech in Tucson. They're just awesome. And And it's
Yeah,
actually an Apple. They're not an Apple store, but their focus is pretty much on Apple products. But I do a PC, and I really trust them. I've dealt with them before, so I'm having it built specifically because we looked at all the options for like pre-built, and it's like I don't need gaming. I don't need all this extra stuff. I need heavy duty in certain areas because I do a lot of
yeah,
graphics and video, and it takes a lot of juice. But I've had this dream formulating for years. But oh, thanks, Miss Tarot D. You didn't have to do that. I know how it is. Believe
yeah,
me.
exactly. I mean, I try to make donations to others. For those that have like the 99 cent
Right,
a month memberships, I'll
right,
join that membership because
right,
okay, I can afford $1.
right,
That's, and then I can do several people, and then then I'll, if several more newer people come along and do it, then I'll rotate out of the ones I was in
right.
and rotate
Exactly.
into the
Change
new
it up a
ones,
little.
and
Yeah.
try to split it up. But I haven't done memberships yet. I'm thinking about doing it. Hi, Sonia. Um, I'm thinking about doing memberships. I just have to sit down and figure what I'm going to offer
Right,
uh,
right,
when I offer memberships, because nobody wants to pay you $1 a month or more, depending on how far you want to go with it, if they're not getting something for their money. I mean,
right.
when they can
Exactly.
just watch for free normal.
Right,
And so it's a matter of sitting down and figuring out, what do I have time for?
right.
Um, that's my biggest drawback, is just the time.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm doing the one weeknight show with the Sisters of the Mystical Tarot that we do every Wednesday, and then other than that, I stick to the weekends. Every now and again, I'll do another show during a weeknight if the other person, that's their only available time. Then I make an exception. Um,
It takes a lot,
what's an
though.
only fan, Miss Tarot D? Okay, you're ahead of me there. Sexy underwear.
I think I about grown that phase.
Yeah, no, I'm past the sexy underwear stage. Nobody wants to see me with my clothes off, trust me.
My
Um,
eyes, my eyes.
yeah, just for sure. It would burst into flame. I mean, um,
Yeah, you're singing my song, Sherry.
and that's it. It's like I'm 5 feet tall and I'm almost as wide as I am tall. Um, I just ordered a new uh, weight loss program. It was like one flat rate, and see if I can do it, because it wasn't very expensive. It was kind of cheap. They were running a special. I thought, well, I'll give it a shot, because I'm so limited in what I can and can't do,
Right.
that a lot of stuff I don't even make an attempt, because it's like, no, I can't do that. If I tried to do that, I would be in traction for a month.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
and hi, Sonia. Did I say hi to Sonia? I don't remember. Well, hi, Sonia. So we've got 3 already for readings. We would love to have a reading done. If you have never had a destiny card reading, um, all we need is your birth month and your birth day. We don't need the year. And that's Juno's department. She does the destiny cards.
Yeah.
And
And if you've
then,
already had it, it won't change. It's set by your birth date. So
right, it doesn't change. So once you've had it, you've had it. But if, say, you want to know what your spouses says, or your kids or something, you can do that. Hi, Sue Toffee. That's okay, darling. You're not that late. We just been shooting the
and
poop
yammering.
on here, talking about dust storms and thunderstorms and flooding and all that other fun stuff. Hi, Scott. Nice to see you. Um, you're on the train now to work. Wow, you must live up north if you're taking a train to work. That's the only places I know that have trains to work is up north. I may be wrong, but there you go. Yeah, that's what Sue said. I'm late, but I'm here on the train now to work. That'll be fun. Let's see. And Scott says hello.
Hey, Scott.
And oh, you're in Sydney. Oh, that's another country.
Well, there
Well,
you
y'all
go.
are far ahead of us when it comes to transportation. We're still in the dark ages over here in the States. So, okay, just getting some readings here. No destiny cards yet. So
That's fine. We got lots of
there
cards
we
to
go.
play with.
First up, we've got Ms. Tarot D. And I got you, Kayla, who would love a reading. And I'm doing my readings today from the Healing Spirits Oracle deck. It's a new deck. It just came out. I've only used it a couple of times, but I kind of like it. And then I'm not sure what deck Juno is going to use.
How many cards are you pulling, Sherry?
I was just going to do 2.
Okay.
That way, because I know you can't stay more than an hour. And so, hi, Teresa TK. Hugs to you. Oh, and real quick, I'm going to put this up and then I'll switch back to Miss Tarot D. Thank you, Sue.
Thank you so much,
the link
Sue.
to help Juno. She's getting her new computer and all set up and got to get a car.
I got a $2,500 car repair bill.
Yes. So it sits in the it sits in the mechanic shop.
Yep.
Hi, Starhawk.
I've been without a vehicle for a long time, and it's really hard to function.
It is. I mean, some places you live, it's not that difficult because the public transportation is just really exceptional. But in other places, like out in the desert or like here where I live, no, you actually need transportation. I mean,
well, and I can't get vaccinated because I'm allergic and I can't get COVID because that'll do me in. So I just don't get in cars with people. I don't get on public transportation. It's like,
exactly.
It's not a political thing. People, whatever. But I got to do what I got to do to stay well, and staying home. That's what I do.
Well, yeah, because I mean, I got vaxxed and boosted. I masked up, I gloved up, did everything I could to stay as safe as I could. And I'll be damned if I still didn't get COVID. And,
well, that's just it. You still had to be out there,
and I told the doctor, I said, well, geez, what good did it do to take the damn medicine if I'm going to get it anyway? And he shot back, you're not in the hospital, are you? I said, oh, okay. You kind of got a point.
Well, there is that,
Bye, Fatima. Have a good evening. Did you have a question, Fatima? No, she did not. Okay. Hi, Carol. Okay. All right. We're going to stop it here because I know that Juno has to leave on time. I don't want to wear her out. She's just
for understanding. And, next time maybe I'll be back to normal. I just have to.
Yeah.
I get all excited and then I push too hard and I do too much and then I crash. So I've got to kind of pace myself.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go first or you want to go first?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. So for the first card, I'm using the Spirit Animal Oracle deck from Colette Baron Reed, and the other one is the Akashic Tarot. I don't know who that is off the top of my head, but so the first card I got was Flamingo Spirit. It says, embrace the in-between. Let's see if I can get this, sorry. It's a challenge to get lined up in between this and you're backwards, and I'm doing upside down, so bear with me, people. So this seems really appropriate. You know, what a flamboyant, colorful bird. You know, you can't miss if there's a flamingo around. And the flamingo also is talking about being present in the now. And this is where the real magic happens, is in the now. Your creativity is rising. You're going to have new opportunities. And it's just remember to stay balanced. You think about how flamingos stand, right? And how they switch from one leg to the other. Well, that moment when they're switching their weight from one leg to the other is like that in-between space, in between breaths. So it's that little magic moment there in between. So that's your first card. And your second card is from the Akashic Tarot, is the Queen of Roses. Now, how appropriate is that? Look at that beautiful card. And this is about a woman who's loving and supportive. Of course, woman, you know, it can be, everybody's got male and female energies, but she's also passionate. Your current relationship may deepen and become more meaningful, or somebody new might appear. It could be a romantic person or a friend, family member, or coworker who's going to be helpful and valuable to you in some way. It could represent you or a woman in your life stepping into the role of being the nurturer. Time for loving energy to be voiced and a happy resolution with family, friends, or lover. So, you know, she's all decked out in her finery and surrounded by beautiful things. So with those two cards together, I think those, look at all the color in those two cards. Very showy, and so I see good things coming up for you, Miss Tarot D.
Absolutely.
And here comes the love train by my house, just on cue to take our love and spread it all around the country.
Along the world, join hands. Okay.
That's right.
If I go any further, y'all will really regret it, and I'll get hit with a copyright strike. So
we have different groups of us get together and we do dream meetups. And I told them the other day, you know, because they were talking about hearing singing, and I said, well, if you hear somebody singing off key in one of these dream meetups, it's me. You'll know I'm there. It's me.
Or somebody that's completely off key, that would be me. Hi, Paula. Hi, Swampy. Welcome. All right, Miss Tarot D, my love. I pulled for you. It isn't about being right. It's about doing the right thing. And it says the truly wise spirit master knows when to speak and when to listen, when to act and when not to act. They are our greatest examples of how to behave in moments of uncertainty. Remember that wisdom comes from experience, not brashness, and being spiritual sometimes just means being. When dealing with people who are awkward, simply remember to be kind, as kindness is above right or wrong. That's what a beautiful message. And then I pulled from my Listen, Biatch. Says, you can recover from anything. Your resilience is unmatched.
Oh, look at that.
There you go. And that's, we are all witnesses to that, and your remarkable ability to heal and recover from all you've been through. And are so grateful that you are with us and your plain old adorable, lovable self. Except you're not plain. You're very showy and
with the Flamingo and the Queen of Roses. I don't think we got plain out of either one of those cards.
Nope, not even.
And you'll have to let us know if somebody steps up to the plate on some level, you know.
Hi, Rossi. Hi, Cheryl. And
okay.
All right, Jessry, love a message for the full moon, please.
Is it a sturgeon moon? Is that what I heard?
Yeah, I think it's the sturgeon moon. It's full moon in Aquarius. I know that. But it seems like I heard Sterling say earlier something about the sturgeon. Or somebody said
that's
something.
That's a weird fish. That's like a dinosaur fish. Sturgeon. No, you're a weird looking fish.
Yeah, they're kind of funky looking. You know.
I think they're prehistoric.
Yeah, I believe so. Um, they certainly look prehistoric.
I think they've got like armor, the way their scales are.
I know if I was sinking down into the depths and saw something like that, I would think, okay, I'm a goner. All right, you want me to go?
Sure.
Okay, the first card I pulled for you. Let me real quick pull up the thingy here. And it says, here we go. It says, don't fear change, embrace it and grow. It says, change is a large part of the human journey, and in order to grow, you have to know change at some point. Um, the wise spirit sages and masters know that everything in the human world is impermanent and will therefore change. And because of this, they accept transformation. And we are all in a mass transformation right
Big
now.
time.
We are all shifting into a higher frequency. And so you have to just kind of relax and go with it. And then from the Listen Biatch deck, we've got take a look around. You're lucky as poop. Remember that.
Well,
That's
the
your
best
message for
gardens are
today.
covered in the most doo-doo, so,
Well, the card may say it, but I'm not going to. So I have another card that's really good, but it's really bad. I would have to make the show R-rated and not be able to monetize.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Yeah.
Well, for Jess, I pulled card 35, Koala Spirit, or Koala Spirit. Yes, Spirit has a plan. I'm just going to set it down rather than try to balance it. And it talks about move slowly with that and have faith in the abundance because it's everywhere. Surrender to the power greater than yourself, and Spirit always has your back. So, if you're feeling stressed because we're going through all this transformation and how's this going to work? And wow, I feel this way. What does this mean? And, people are getting downloads and a lot of questioning, and just relax, drop the oars, float down the river, go with the flow, and just remember to breathe. And every day, we don't take a breath, we receive a breath. It's a gift. So just think about all those gifts that we unconsciously receive throughout the day. And that's just one form of abundance that you have already without even putting any effort out there. And the next card I got is the Three of Forces with the bird's nest. And there's a lovely little robin there tending her nest. And this card is about creativity and expansion. And it's a good time to focus on starting new things or expand your business or your network of friends and family. It's going to take a little work, and build your nest the way you want it. And build it, if you need to put on some additions in some way, making space. And maybe that's because you cleared out a room or a closet. So now you've got more room to devote to what your new project is. And these expansions are going to bring you great joy. And you also are probably going to be getting spiritual expansions because it talks about that maybe, well, when you got spirits got your back and talking about abundance, I think these cards go together really well. And rewards of that kind of expansion are limitless. And, if you're part of this community, you're part of this spirit family. So, and I see our community grows all the time. And I'm just so grateful for our community. I missed all you guys. It's weird. I've been so out of touch. I haven't done my practice groups or anything. And it's like, Sherry, thank you for letting me come back. get used to it again.
I was just glad you wanted to keep going.
Oh, of course. I love this. I'm grateful. And this spirit family means so much to me. So thanks for being a part of this with us, Jess, too. We appreciate you so much.
All righty then. Let's see. Who's next? I did. I went first.
Yeah, you did yours. Yeah.
I lose track.
I did too.
The next one is Ellen R. Put me on the reading list.
Okay. Hey, Ellen.
Okay, so you just want a general reading, I'm assuming, is what you mean by that. Oh, thank you, Jessry. Okay, bye, Pisces, Paula. Okay.
Ooh. I still can shuffle with gloves. What's that? Sorry.
I said Miss Tarot D just put in the chat. Hubby called me for dinner, so.
Oh, there you go.
She had to go eat.
Nothing wrong with that.
Hey, heck no, man. Have somebody cook dinner for you, that'd be nice.
No kidding.
I cooked last night. So if anybody wants to eat tonight, it's their turn. They get to cook.
Okay, well, I got a couple cards pulled here. So for Ellen, the first card I got is Bobcat Spirit. Card number 8, Life is a Mystery. Look at that beautiful face. We have bobcats around here. They come right into the city and everything. And this is about looking between the lines, and it helps you to know intimately the pulse of the divine in the world. Listen to your heart and intuition and trust. So, really good to tune in and we have to get into that quiet space in order to effectively tune in, kind of don't listen to all, the last couple of weeks I've hardly looked at any news and I'm still here, it's like I didn't fall off the planet because I didn't watch the news. And I feel so much better that I'm not weighed down with all of it because it's just too much.
I was a news junkie for years, watched it 24/7.
Yep, me too.
And I finally had to just stop watching it because it was making me physically ill.
Yep.
And now I watch just enough to kind of know what's going on, and that's it. If I need to know what's happened politically, I watch Autumn on Black and Orange.
Yeah, I get it.
She's
from
pretty
our
good, keeping you up to date with what's going on. So
yeah. And even that I've just gotten where I just didn't even want to hear anymore, just focus on something else. And so the other card I got for Ellen is the 7 of Keys, and it's about the ascent. So you see this guy climbing a mountain. With great effort and determination, you can apply yourself to goals for assured success. There may be some risks, but you can reach the top. There might be a promotion or advance to a much higher position coming. It isn't just luck or external influences, but your own hard work and application that brings the achievement you seek. So it's interesting that you've got life is a mystery and the ascent. So what you're ascending to is the mystery. And I think that relates to what we're all going through globally and universally even, this big transition and ascension. So, and maybe you've been working towards a goal and you're not quite sure how it's going to all come together. Like I never imagined that like 10 years ago that I'd be on YouTube and it would bring together all the things I've studied for decades and decades. So, I'm just getting the message like you might have a certain thing in mind that things are going to work out a certain way, but allow that for that mystery to come in and it might work out way better than you ever even imagined. So look at the things that were challenging to being positive things and how they benefited you and steered you in a new direction. So onward and upward.
If someone had told me before COVID that I was going to be doing YouTube and on a regular basis, I would have laughed them out of the building.
You, me both. Yeah, I mean it. Yeah, but I'm so thankful for it.
Are you out of your flipping mind?
Yeah.
All right, Ellen, my dear, I drew for you a spiritual hug. And it says, this is the time to sit in quiet meditation and ask your spirit guide if you may have a spiritual hug. Just one spiritual hug will recharge your battery and fill you with renewed strength to take back into your life. Your guide is there for you even when you feel that others are not. Remember, they aren't only there to push you forward, but also to hold you when you need it. Well, that's cool. And then from our Listen Biatch deck, now y'all sat here and watched me shuffle, right? Just take a look around. You're lucky as crap. Remember that. Seems to be a popular card today.
Well, I think a lot of times there's so many things that are going, like when I turn the light switch on, the lights come on. I turn the faucet, the water comes on. Those are all kind of miracles every day to be thankful for, because as soon as those aren't working, we're that
Think about 100 years ago.
Huh?
Go back 100,
Yeah.
go back 120 years ago. People would
Yeah.
have thought you were nuts if you'd have told them that doors opened automatically and you rode elevators to get up and down on all the different floors, and
Yeah. An indoor outhouse.
yeah, and get a toilet to use and hot water in the
Yep.
shower, and
Yeah.
that you even had a shower. I mean, yeah. All right, Miss Sonia is next. May I have a message reading, please? And she's had a destiny card reading already.
Mm-hmm. And I'm studying some new things I'll be doing with those cards, but we'll get everybody started off by learning what their card is, and then we can expand from there. And if everything keeps working well with my GoFundMe, then I'll have money to get my cards printed that I've got designed. So,
Very good.
Helps keep the channel going. Having the income to pay for all the little things.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've got my 2-year channelversary coming up, the end of August.
Oh, congratulations! That's a milestone.
We're going to do another party. We'll have a party. Everyone's invited.
Cool.
I just haven't worked out the details yet of who, what, when, where, why, and how, but it'll happen.
Nice.
Those are just too much fun. I like parties, so especially these kinds, because I don't have to clean up behind anybody.
Yeah. Don't have to worry about if anybody smokes in your house.
Now, y'all watch me sit here and just shuffle those damn cards.
Is there a theme?
I know you can hear me doing it. Okay. I'm not going to argue with you, Spirit. Evidently, that needs to be known.
Want me to go, or do you want to go?
I'll go.
Okay.
Sonia, I pulled for you a spiritual hug.
I love the color on that card. That's beautiful.
No, isn't that a beautiful color? And it looks like someone. Yeah, it's someone in the very middle there. I don't know if you can tell. Waiting for a hug, and like it's spirit wrapped around them, hugging them.
That's gorgeous.
Isn't that pretty? I love the purple in that.
Yeah, that's like my favorite. You can almost taste that color of purple. It's so intense.
All right, and for your fun card for the day, don't waste a drop of energy trying to change someone else.
Ain't that the truth?
And that's the best advice I could give anybody.
Yeah. It's like stop nurturing fruitless trees. If you keep, they'll change, or they're going to see the light, or blah, 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 chances are they probably won't by now. If they haven't by now, and there's other people to align with that you can move forward with your goals,
Well, that's like pecan trees. You only get pecans from pecan trees if you have a male and female tree within a certain distance of one another.
Right.
So that they'll produce pecans.
Right.
And I've known people that have planted a yard full of pecan trees, and they're all female trees or they're all male trees. Then they get mad because they can't get pecans. It's like, well, you got the wrong damn trees planted. Next time, call somebody that knows what they're doing.
The birds and the bees and the pecan trees, huh?
Yeah, that's it.
So for Sonia, I pulled card 62, Turtle Spirit. Slow and steady wins the race. Oops, that turtle just jumped right out there.
I love that card.
And what he says, it's not time to rush around and force matters. True love and true success comes with patience. So, Turtle's got his house on his back. He can, this looks like a sea turtle. He can swim to wherever he wants to go, or he can get out of the water and get on land and, do what he's got to do that way. So you've got everything with you. You don't have to, And if you're, if you're carrying your whole house with you, you're not going to go anywhere in a hurry. So just keep it all in
And you're not going to leave a mess.
That's right.
Because you got to live in it. Well, I guess some people don't mind living in it, but.
The other card I pulled was the King of Roses. So this goes along with the Queen of Roses. So there's a man here holding two roses, a red and a white one, which demonstrates balance of passion and purity. The yellow roses of healing and creativity are at his feet. He's the king of love, a man who is balanced and well-rounded. It could be somebody like a friendship, a business, or a romance person coming in. Could be a new or old relationship, and he brings tender-hearted and thoughtful support. He could be helpful in your personal life where home and family issues are concerned. Ready to stand up for yourself and take a loving but considered action on your own behalf. A time of increasing love and compassion, which always starts within. So, as with any of these messages, it's great to look for that person outside of yourself that could be that, but also look for those qualities within yourself. And acknowledge them. The King of Roses, that's like the King of Cups, So love yourself a lot and just take things slow and steady, one thing at a time. And look at how they're looking at each other. The turtle is facing the king, and the king is facing the turtle.
Yeah, that's cool.
So they're working together. You have to let us know if anybody comes in for you, Sonia. And it doesn't necessarily mean a mate. That could be on a lot of different levels.
Yeah, it could be a friend or coworker
business
or a
person.
boss.
Yeah.
A new neighbor.
Exactly.
All right. Next up is Akela.
Hey,
she
Akela.
would like a destiny card, please.
Certainly. Our pleasure. Oh, she wants a destiny card? Oh.
Uh-huh.
I'm yammering along in my own little world.
November 13th. That's her date.
She's a Scorpio. I know that much.
You're welcome, Sonia. I'm glad we resonated with you.
So what we got for Akela for her birthday of November 13th is the 7 of Clubs. So this is someone with a lot of intuitive power. Faith, hope, and trust is important to you. Let go of pessimism, and your challenge is needing to enlighten your mind. So 7, that's that real spiritual number. And, I know that Akela's got a pretty enlightened mind. So just because that says that's your challenge, that may have been your challenge at some point in your life, and you may have reached that. But and I think that's also one of those goals that we're always working at getting better at. There's always new levels of enlightenment, especially with this ascension process going. So really cool card. So this, Akela could be somebody who was a, good intuitive, a psychic, someone who read cards or applied herself in that capacity. And the
I'm just shocked it's a club and not a diamond.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go, Akela.
Okay, Akela, and for you, I pulled listen to the voice within when it persists. And that goes right hand in glove with what Juno just had. Listen to that inner voice, listen to spirit. Keep your mind open to it all. And then from your Biatch deck, it says, your best is more than enough, I promise.
Oh, that's not even a Biatchy card at all. That's a nice card.
No, I mean, there's a few in there that are like, ooh, that one's kind of rough, but most of them are pretty good so far that I've found. So
yeah.
All right, and Carol Butts would love a destiny card. Okay. February 7th.
We have another 7. Let me just double check. She said, oh, wait, February 7th. They did that wrong.
That's just a few days after my son's birthday.
Oh.
He's February 3rd.
So we have the 5 of Spades, change in lifestyle. It's the strongest of the 5s. You have a cross to bear. You might be making a move, going on a long trip, or you might be involved in sales, and your challenge is lack of inspiration. So when it says the strongest of the fives, the number five is all about change. It's also the number of man. Like we have, two arms and two legs and a head. So that it's like the five-pointed star. So I know I'm a five of hearts, so I have change in relationships a lot. So this is more about having a change in lifestyle. So, whether it be your approach to life, I see spades and I think of spiritual endeavors and lifestyle. You might be somebody who's kind of like a gypsy or likes to learn new things, takes on something new and incorporates it. But you might have some challenges with that cross to bear. That might be a repeating pattern through your life. And if we know these things, sometimes we can handle them a little easier. Like when I found out my card was the five of hearts and it was all about changing relationships all the time, I understood my dating and married life much better than. I wish I would have known that card was my card before I did all that marriage and dating or dating and marriage nonsense. So
Isn't that the truth?
yeah. So there you go, Carol.
Very good. All right. I pulled for you, excuse me. It says life lessons again. And it says, now is a good time to remember that your spirit guide is helping you to understand your own life lessons, and you will soon come to know why you chose them this time around. You may wonder why you have given yourself such difficult tasks, but once you understand your lessons, you won't have to learn them again. Also, by learning them, you will give yourself power over the rest of your life.
Well, that goes
That's,
right along with that cross to bear kind of idea that,
yeah,
remember
that's,
when we have these challenges that we chose this path before we came in.
yeah, I'm telling you, mine, I must be hard headed. It's like, really? I got to do this again?
Yeah, exactly.
And from your biatch cards, it says, don't hold back the tears. Let them flow like a freaking faucet.
There you go. Well, when we cry, we release toxic proteins. So it's healthy to have a good cry. That's one of the reasons why we feel better after we do cry. Get some of those
Absolutely.
toxins out of our system.
Okay, Sue, are you still here? Did you hang out and wait? If so, then we can squeeze you in. Oh, she's asking for everybody, so that's cool. And did everybody disappear?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Everything got real quiet. I was like,
I
know earlier watching several people I was watching earlier, they kept having computer issues with the computers freezing up. And I was like, oh.
Well, my screen keeps going black, and I don't know why. It's plugged in. It's not like it's not. I don't know what it is. So I keep having to wiggle my mouse every now and then. So
it could be your sleep settings on it.
But I haven't changed them at all. You know what I mean? Like I don't know why all of a sudden it would do that.
Yeah, but sometimes Windows does updates and it'll change things for you, and you have to go back in and double check. Because I discovered that last weekend when I went to do a show, and like 2 minutes into it, suddenly I had no sound, no one could hear me. And I had to go get my son to come figure out why no one could hear me. And it's because Windows had changed the setting in the Windows system on the microphones and what to use. And he had to go in real quick and like reset everything. And that's what he told me. He says, yeah, sometimes when you get an update, it'll change things and you have to go back in and put it back like you want it, so I was like, well, that's good to know. I never knew that.
Yeah, because it's like, I haven't been on my computer much in 2 weeks, but I know I didn't change anything,
Right. Well, and because you hadn't been on in 2 weeks, Windows might have decided, oh, well, now's the perfect time to just go in there and screw everything up for it.
Keep them on their toes.
There you go. All right. A card for the collective, for manifesting abundance in August for us all.
Want me to go? I've got a card.
Sure. Go ahead.
I pulled from this is the goddess. Let me see, what's it called? Goddess Knowledge Cards by Susan Seddon Belay. She was an artist that did a lot of cool calendars back in the late 90s, early 2000s. I think she's passed away now, but I'll show you the card in a second, but I got to read it first. And this is the goddess is Psyche, Psyche. The story of Psyche tells of a mortal woman taken to a mysterious castle to be married to a fierce dragon. Her husband comes to her in the middle of the night and she falls in love with him. Told that she must never look upon his face, she disobeys this injunction and finds that her husband is really Eros, the god of love. When he awakes, he flies away, leaving her forever. Psyche roams far and wide trying to find Eros. She goes to his mother, Aphrodite, who gives her 4 tasks to complete, each seemingly impossible. The final task requires her to descend into Hades and retrieve a box of beauty. Though the process of meeting the challenges of her tasks and integrating her experiences, Through the process of meeting the challenges of her tasks and integrating her experiences, Psyche grows from an innocent young girl into a mature goddess. Psyche is a rich reminder of our imperative to grow. She reminds us that the process of life takes us into dark places as well as light, just as the butterfly emerges from the dark chrysalis into the light. So this goes right away. You know, this Lionsgate. It's a very powerful time of manifesting things, transformation, all that kind of stuff. And we're going through, like Sherry mentioned, we're going through unprecedented changes on all levels. So I just think it's beautiful that Psyche came through to us to keep us focused. And seeds need to be in the dark in order to sprout, to grow. So don't be fearful of the darkness. Just don't let it take over. And she came back from Hades, and we might feel like we're there every now and then, but we'll come back too. That's what I have.
Very good. I have a card. I think I might have the guide for it downloaded, because I would really like to see what it says about this particular person. Yes, I do have the guide. All right. Very good. Y'all bear with me a minute here as I look on. Okay, sometime this year.
I would just remind people looking at she's focusing on the Lionsgate portal. Like I said, the portal's already open. You don't have to wait until the 8th. Start writing a list of the things that you want to manifest. The changes that you want to make, and recognize. If you go into this, like spend some time ahead of time, it's only going to make that peak day on the 8th even more powerful for you. I've had the most amazing things happen on August 8th that it's you can really magnify it by putting some conscious effort into what you want to bring about.
Got you. Okay. Let me see here if I can. There we go. Okay. I drew from the Ascended Masters deck, Oracle deck. It says choose peace. And the Ascended Master is Paramahansa Yogananda.
Very good.
A mouthful for you. And the meaning, it says, in this situation, choose the path of peace as you think about your various options and possible outcomes. Which brings the greatest feeling of peace to your body and mind? This is your answer. Listen to your heart's truth. There's always a peaceful alternative to conflict. Your peacefulness elevates your energy and helps you to manifest your desires. Meditate and do yoga as a way of attaining inner peace. Paramahansa Yoganandan, again, that's a mouthful, is the beloved author of Autobiography of a Yogi, who popularized yoga and meditation in the West. Yogananda's books and teachings emphasize the oneness of all spiritual and religious paths and focus upon developing a deep love connection with God, or whatever you want to call it. Call upon Yogananda for guidance on your own spiritual path, as well as help in developing your meditation and yoga practices.
Awesome.
So, yeah, close off. Okay.
Just one thing I wanted to mention, and it's in my Lionsgate video, and you can start doing this ahead of time, and also on the 8th, to bring in a little Jinshin Jyutsu. Safety Energy Lock 8 is located at the side of the knee or the back of the knee. So on the 8th, or even starting now, you can hold that place, the side or the back of the knees or both, and that will help bring about the things that you want to bring about. And it stands for rhythm, strength, peace, and magic. So this is a very powerful, thank you, Butterfly Kisses. I appreciate that so much.
Which side of the knee?
Just outside of the knee.
Or the inside of the knee?
Outside of the knee. And then and then even behind the knee. And I was having a lot of swelling in my legs recently, and I know that the bladder line goes through the back of the knee, and if I held that, the swelling in my legs went down almost immediately. So this is a really powerful
I know I can
place.
feel, when I push in, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm pushing in on the back of my knee, and I can feel like circulation.
Yep.
Tendons, and so.
Yep. It's a very powerful area. It's like another gateway to open. There's the gateway at the groin area where the legs meet the body, but then it's also really important at the back of the knees to keep that cleared out. And when I say cleared out, what I mean is just holding it. And you don't have to put pressure there. And depending on your age and your health, you may not want to put too much pressure there. There's a lot of sensitive stuff going on back there. So you can just palm it. But if you want to kind of feel around a little bit like you do with anything with Jinshin Jyutsu, if you find a tender spot, then you're on the bullseye and you can just focus your energy there. And keep in mind, you can also do this and send this energy out to another person or out to the world. We could all do this on the 8th and be holding our Safety Energy Lock 8s, and we can magnify that energy to really bring about the changes that we say that we want.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
Isn't that
really cool. All right, everybody. So you all have your orders now for the 8th. Is everybody takes time to hold the back of your knee where that lock is, so that we can send out peace,
rhythm, strength, peace, and magic.
And strength, and what else?
Magic
to the world, because God knows we need it. There's a lot of hard-headed people in this world.
Yeah, and it's also related to the tarot card, the Chariot, because we need our knees for movement. That's how we move forward, is by we bend our knees. So, or excuse me, not the Chariot, the Strength card. The Chariot's at the big toes. The Chariot is, the Strength card is number 8. Excuse me, I misspoke.
Hi, Patricia. Sorry you're catching us as we're saying goodbye.
Yeah, watch the replay.
But there's the joy of replay, so you can hit replay. And please hit the thumbs up button on your way out. And thank y'all so much for coming and spending your Sunday afternoon with us for a little bit of time. Thank you, Juno, for braving it out and coming on even when you're still not 100%.
No, I'm getting there. This did me a world of good to be around everybody and throw some more cards. And I really appreciate you so much.
Send Juno a lot of love and a lot of healing energy.
Thank you.
Let's get her back top notch, 100% up and running. And because nobody likes being sick in any way, shape, or form. So, and y'all have a great weekend, what little bit is left of it. The first is full moon in Aquarius. So make sure you get all of your goodies together to do that. Whether if it's charging your crystals, making your moon water, powering up your cards. There's all kinds of things we can do with the full moon. One of the things I like to do is, since I can't burn incense inside the house, I have to take it outside. I'll walk around all the doors and windows outside of the apartment and just like do smudging, do a little smudging ceremony.
It's good to do your doorways and your windows, any openings.
Yeah. I'm sure all the neighbors think I'm wackadoodle, but hey, $5, I'll go smudge your windows too.
That's right. That's right.
Well,
I hope everybody stays
be the
safe
Cherokee
out there
in me
with the
that
weather.
doesn't mind doing that. So,
Hope everybody stays safe with all the weather and the
yes, and the heat. Stay hydrated. Drink lots and lots and lots of water. Stay hydrated and just keep smiling. I'm hearing that song in my head. I can't think of the name of the artist now. It's from like the 60s or the 70s, the song.
Bobby McFerrin, the Don't Worry, Be Happy?
No. This one is Keep Smiling Every Day. Oh man, I can't. It's like the tunes in my head, but I can't sing. So, but that's a good one too.
Yeah. Well, fear can't live where there's laughter, so laugh more and be afraid less. Yeah.
There you go. Drink your water, do a lot of laughing. When you see a stranger, smile and say hi.
Yeah. And energize your water, just put your hands around your water and send it good energy before you drink it, or show it a happy picture or something positive and charge up your water. And I really believe that goes a long way too.
And I've heard you can do that with all your food as well before you eat.
Everything.
Just like
meditations, everything.
Your blessings to, I know a lot of people will say blessings before they eat, but we could also infuse our energy that everything that we eat off that plate is going to be for our benevolent good. Exactly. Hi, Water Lily. So again, thank you all for coming and spending your afternoon with us. We really appreciate it. And thank you to everyone who's donated to Juno so she can get her system up and running and we can start taking turns.
Yeah. I appreciate everybody's all the support so much. It means so much to me. And I look forward to, we'll be back on. It'll be after the 8th by the time it's going again. So we'll see you guys on the other side of the portal.
We'll be back on the, what day? We'll be back on the 13th.
Oh, lucky 13. All right. Yeah. Good number.
Yeah, 13 is my lucky number. Even better when it falls on a Friday. I have wonderful things that always happen to me on a Friday the 13th. Go figure.
Well, thanks everybody for being here. We appreciate y'all, and thanks for hanging out with us, and look forward to next time. And don't be scared, be prepared, right? Whatever's coming, just
there you go.
Prepared.
So y'all have yourself a wonderful weekend and a good week, and remember to manifest and get everything ready for Tuesday for the 1st.
There you go.
And to prep and to start getting all your ducks in a row for Lionsgate.
Yep. Thanks, everybody.
Bye, y'all.